Good evening, friends. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler, Agent 56 with the Cosmic Intelligence Agency, and this is Cosmic Connections, when we take a look at the aspects of the week, and we do a little spiritual work too, a little spiritual message gallery at the end of the astrology piece of it. So how is everyone feeling tonight? We're getting closer and closer to that beautiful Scorpio full moon. I had some friends over last night and who are Buddhists, and it was wonderful because we were doing a little bit of a cleansing, releasing, relaxing meditation. And it's my understanding that the Buddha became enlightened under the Bodhi tree, under the full moon in Taurus, which is the sign of Scorpio, which is taking place, my friends, on the 12th. We're getting closer and closer and closer day by day to that full moon moment when we are learning how to breathe out what we need to breathe out and breathe in what's really real and valuable to each and every one of us. And to acknowledge the cyclical nature of life and death, because Scorpio is the death sign. So death, full moon, always takes place during the most abundant time of the year, during Taurus. And so it goes, right? So the full moon during Scorpio is activating the Taurus parts of our charts. All right. Yeah, I think there was. I'm not an expert, Ryan, but that's a great comment, right? Because Venus is about the ruler of Taurus, and then we have our beautiful Scorpio energy, which is Pluto, which is about death and transformation and letting go. Hi, Penny. Nice to see you. Hi, nice to see you, Diane and Sherry and Debbie. Hi there, honey, too. Summer and I just saw each other 5 minutes ago. I said, I've got to run and take a break before we do Facebook Live. I'm doing a series of mastery classes in astrology, and we're doing our first module on healing the wounded child. And there's a little formula that I've come up with to take a look at your progressed moon, your natal moon, and of course Chiron. So we've been having, I think, a very meaningful workshop with regards to that. In any case, I want to remind you, friends, of, speaking of workshops, tomorrow night is the Astro Cafe put on by Lily Dale Assembly, myself and the Reverend Dr. Patricia Bell, and I will be talking about these amazing aspects in May. It's open to the public. You have to register directly on the Lily Dale site. And I think I put the link at the opening of this particular conversation with you tonight. Also, I can't say enough about the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. They have so many offerings, including the Time Lords magazine, and they're always on top of the current cosmic weather. So please consider becoming a member. Consider using some of the tools there on the Cosmic Intelligence Agency page. I also put that link on the beginnings. So tonight, I want to talk about where you find Scorpio in your chart. What are you planning to let go of and heal through that letting go this week, right? So we have the full moon, and that takes place at 12:56 p.m. on Monday the 12th, right after Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. And everyone out there has a moon, and everyone has a fourth house. So you might not be a biological mama, but you're mothering something in someone, some idea, some pet, some person called yourself when you mother yourself and you take care of yourself. So these are all very good reminders. We have Mother's Day, then we have the full moon. The moon is the mother. The moon is nurturance. The moon is reflected light from the sun and wanting to nurture and grow. So those are some just little comments here I want to say about this week. The full moon, I don't think I have it in the slides. I'll show the moon chart in a minute. It's a very strange Sabian symbol. It's a bunny that metamorphs into a fairy in the nature, or a nature spirit. A bunny turns into a nature spirit. How does that happen? I'm going to try to put a quick little 5-second video of that on my Facebook page at some point. But it means radical transformation, of course. It means radical transition. It means turning something real, like a bunny, which is often an image or a symbol of fertility, into something ethereal, magical, and Neptunian, something that really isn't real. I don't know. I mean, has anyone ever seen a fairy? I think I have a picture of me going on a fairy trail at Lilydale with a little fairy light on my cheekbone. So, I believe, but it's a very provocative image, and it does mean transformation. So where you find 22 degrees of Scorpio, you are transitioning and transforming some aspect of yourself and purifying and letting go, just like the idea of the Buddha receiving enlightenment and letting go of the physical restraints and going to something more ethereal, i.e. spiritual. So that's our message this week. As for tonight, if you look outside, we have that gorgeous growing in direction. We have that gorgeous moon growing in its light. And so we have our gibbous moon that comes up on Friday at 19 degrees of Libra, which is a Jewish rabbi, the idea of heritage, the idea of learning, and the idea of studying, and literally the idea of heritage. And that comes to us on Friday with that Sabian symbol. All right, so let's bring the chart into the arena here. Okay. So again, the conversation here is about Scorpio. That's the full moon. So if you look at the very basics of a chart, we have income, which is Taurus, which is abundance. And then we have outgo, which is Scorpio, which is the manipulation of money. Scorpio rules the stock market, rules all forms of currency. Scorpio rules how we manage and receive money and abundance. And it's interesting because Scorpio is a sign also of sex, and thereby Scorpio, money, sex, power. When you learn astrology, it's also considered taxes. The idea that money shared is money empowered, whether it's being shared through investments or manipulation, either way. So what occurred to me tonight in preparation for talking with you is a video that's making a lot of noise online, and I would draw your attention to it because it fits in with our astrology. It's an interview with Catherine Fitz. She worked, I believe, in the Bush administration. She's a banker, a very esteemed banker, and she has a number of interviews out there. But if you just Google her name, and Tucker Carlson was a Taurus, by the way, has just she's a Capricorn, has just interviewed her, and she talks about the manipulation of money and the central bankers and the march towards central bank digital currency that's still being bandied about, especially in Europe right now. But she talks about the negatives of centralized currency in terms of ultimate power, manipulation, and control, which is the shadow side, the dark side of Scorpio. And I find it really interesting because this full moon is happening. This interview is making huge traction across the internet. And that's a very Scorpionic theme that she's speaking of. She's also speaking of, from her perspective, that there are underground bases and transportation centers. She's a very credible person, having been in the federal U.S. government and along her own banking journey, very credibly expressing these ideas. But there's nothing more plutonic and scorpionic than underground anything. So she's speaking of that during this interview. So I draw your attention to it for your consideration. And look at the chart. The Scorpio moon is conjunct Juno. That means partnering right here. but it's opposite Black Moon Lilith, and it's opposite Mercury, which is meaning let's talk about manipulations and information about scorpionic issues, money, big business, big government. So this is really focused on this full moon chart. We also have the Scorpio moon. It's making an inconjunct to Jupiter and an inconjunct to Chiron. My friends, that's called a yod. When we have 150 degrees away from the full moon and Jupiter on one hand and Chiron on the other hand. Jupiter means big, it's the very essence of the meaning of the planet. And Chiron means healing. A big healing might be going on regarding scorpionic themes. Big business, manipulation of money, currencies, stock market, etc. So there's a lot of healing going on in your own life, perhaps an opportunity at peaks on Monday to do some very deep scorpionic healing. What things do you want to let go of? What shadows do you want to let go of relative to your own emotional scorpionic experience, especially related to abuse, addiction, manipulation of any stripe within your own life, within your own body? So that's what a yod is all about. It's asking us to heal in a big way the shadow side and anything regarding to power, manipulation, and control. And with that strong, nuanced Mercury being activated, we want to learn more. We want to know more. We want to go inside ourselves. We want to go inside others. So some other little nuances about this full moon. Remember what the full moon's objective is to illuminate that which was dark, to see in the dark, to see a new perspective. We still have Saturn and Ceres dancing in the sky up and attached to the North Node. The North Node is the path that we're taking collectively this year into late 26. And it's the path of spirit. It's the path of artistic imagination, compassion, unlimited love, unconditional love. That's the path that we're embracing with Pisces. And Saturn is kind of shoring that up with Ceres. And it's saying, how can I be a nurturer to others? How can I be a part of the great earth mothering techniques of helping others, help themselves, to get them on their path? Meanwhile, we got little Venus here, and she's a little bit haloed by the Neptune effect. So we might be idealizing love or idealizing money or both at the same time. So that's going on as well. And, we also have Hygeia next to Uranus. How's your health? How are you taking care of your health? What are some of the nuanced ideas or suggestions that you're perceiving from the greater public arena of health information? How are you taking care of things in your holistic environment, in your home, in your physical body? So this is all about transition and transformation. It's the bunny degree. A bunny turns into a nature spirit, and that is the essence of 22 degrees of Scorpio. All right, let's say hi to Michelle. Hi. Hello, your mom is there too. Hi, Valerie. You're going to be getting a nice video soon, Val. Hi, Donna. Hello there, Miss Sam. Hello. Hello, Sue. Hi, Diane. Thank you, Summer. I love doing it. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Penny. And Beth, hello. And Gail, hello. And Barbara, hello. Teresa, it's Candy. Thanks for being here. Angie, Rachel. Hi, sweetie. Great to see you. Great to see everybody. Eighth house, Robin, Scorpio sister. Hello. Hi, Jan. Hello, Sherry. Hi, Keys, Sue, Melissa, Mary, Chandler, Roslyn. Hello, Corey. Let us know if you have anything scorpionic coming up with musical entrees into the Western New York area. Joan, hi, Lisa. Hi, Barbara. Okay, Saturn Scorpio at 20 degrees. You're really going to be feeling this, Barbara, the full moon, right? Something to do with your service, your career, your leadership in the outer world with this full moon. It's going to illuminate that for you. and let go of things you need to let go of. Hi, Julie. Well, thank you. Holy cow to you too, honey. Hi, Ann. Hi, Ann. Hi, Dawn. Yes, a sister in the Scorpio energy. So all you beautiful Scorpio folks out there, and guess what? We all have Scorpio somewhere. That full moon's going to illuminate what needs to be let go of, what needs to be transformed. And again, that balance beam every year between Taurus and Scorpio, it's this idea of accumulation and then reformation and recycling. Scorpio rules recycling too, by the way, and plumbers. Again, a couple more notes if you're just coming in. Tomorrow night, Astro Cafe, brought to us by Lilydale Assembly. I'll be there. Sam will be there. Patricia will be there. We're just talking and chatting casually but profoundly about astrology of the month of May. We'll be talking about Mother's Day's chart. By the way, the Mother's Day's chart is right at the brink of the full moon. And you have to know this, friends. It's not the full moon that we go up and down with. It's the 2 days before the full moon when we become more intuitively connected. It's one of those psychic times of the whole month. It's called the gibbous moons phase. It's when we are living in anticipation of being enlightened. So someone born under gibbous often is extraordinarily intuitive. So it's the 2 days before the full moon. So that's this weekend. So if you're trying to do something special this weekend, please do. But be aware that your intuition, your psychic awareness will be accentuated. You'll be on steroids. You'll be picking up things about others. And ultimately, you'll be picking up ways and avenues to let go of that which you want to let go of. Taking the garbage out, taking the emotional garbage out. Don't stress the small stuff. It's all small stuff. That's the message of this full moon as you are evolving from a bunny, from a flesh and blood mammal to a fairy, to an ethereal made up entity. That's the full moon weird degree. You only have Mars on Scorpio. Okay, Kathy, that's okay. That's enough. Mars is the fighter, is the ruling planet of Scorpio. So you're going to be modifying the way you fight and the way you are a spiritual warrior, and you'll get some illumination there. Okay. Battle of the Heavens, Ryan. The Galactic said, really? Okay. All right. I love it. I love all these comments. Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Tracy, thank you from Myrtle Beach. All right. Any other comments? Question of the week, friends. Are you feeling that drive to transform, recycle, let go yet? Are you feeling it already? I know I am. I'm also going to give a shout out for a very special day. Today's the 7th of May. And I was, I like using my own life's experiences to teach. So like I said, tonight I was teaching about healing the inner child using progressed moon, the moon, and Chiron. And I decided to do a progressed chart to the anniversary of my father's passing. Today is his earthly birthday. My father, the beautiful Taurus, with an Aries moon. He was feisty, but he was Taurus. He was practical, sensible. He could work with his hands and do carpentry beautifully and charming. And he was a beautiful man. He was really a very good-looking man. And so why am I bringing this up? I want to wish my father happy birthday. That's all. I want to honor Kenneth J. Butler for giving me life and giving me the courage to be who I am. Thank you, Dad. So today's his birthday. He had Chiron in Taurus. I digress. It was a tough road for someone who's a Taurus to have Chiron in Taurus. All right. Oh, it sounds familiar there, Nancy. Your mom was a Taurus and Aries moon too. Yep. Thank you, Michelle. Yes, Kenny B. All right. Oh, fabulous, Sue. She was donating 2 bags to Goodwill. This is a great time to share the wealth. That's what I'm saying about this full moon in Scorpio. It's about taking what you don't need and recycling, donating. I got the best. Well, I'm being very transparent today, but I got one of the best pieces of furniture ever at a recycle shop. It's true. That's the type of thing we might be wanting to do. But please be aware, friends, that you are going to be feeling a little bit more emotionally big because of that yod that's taking place on this particular day, the full moon. It's a great opportunity for healing. Chiron, Jupiter, the moon. And the healing means letting go, removing the darkness. If you see, feel, hear about manipulation, do what you can to modify it, to turn the bunny into the nature spirit. And again, my other message to you, other than come to class tomorrow night, make sure you sign up for the Cosmic Intelligence Agency, but check out Catherine Fitz, a banker who's talking about the central bankers who have been working mightily hard, her story, since World War I, to centralize power through money. If we have the central bankers deciding how we spend our hard-earned energy as represented by money, then they can do everything and anything. It's all over the internet. Just check it out. I know you have lots of free time like I do. You know what I do? I listen to videos when I'm doing my cleaning, when everyone else is asleep. True story. Okay, friends. Oh, good. Thanks for signing up for the class, Sue. Yay. Your granddaughter's birthday is today. She's a fabulous, beautiful child to be a Taurus. Let's do some spiritual work. I'm just talking too much today. But before I say goodbye to the astrology, let's talk about where that full moon is enlightening you in your chart. If you are an Aries, or Aries rising, the full moon is shining a light in your 8th house, which of course is Scorpio's house. So it's a great time for you to look at your own manipulations and to modify and neutralize what you do. It's hard to see our own shadow, right? But it's a very, very good time to look at your finances, look at your long-term debt, investment policy for the next couple of weeks. And it might be coming clearer to you on Monday at the full moon. If you're Taurus or Taurus rising, this is all about your partners. You're looking at them with new eyes, with more compassionate eyes, and wanting to become more intimate, mind, body, and spirit for you, Taurus, with your partner. For our Gemini friends, this full moon is asking you to take care of yourself differently, to eat better, sleep better, move better, to just do the ABCs of health in a new way. If you are Cancer or Cancer rising, the full moon is triggering your inner child. Great time to heal the inner child, by the way, you Cancer risers. There were a couple of them in my class tonight. But in any case, it's time also not just to heal the inner child Cancer, but to play and to be more creative and to invite heart opening with your romantic partners and just have fun. It's a fun week for the Cancers. For Leo or Leo rising, looking at your family, the family of the heart, the family you were born into, healing the family issues with the full moon is shining a light there, Leo. If you're Virgo or Virgo rising, do something to bring out your authentic voice, how you are communicating, how you are shaping your timetable. Your relationship with your schedule is going to be modified with this full moon. If you're Libra or Libra rising, look at your income, but more importantly, look at how fabulous you are. Look at your self-worth and value, Libra. This is a time for you to embrace your special powers, your superpowers, and just do some self-loving. All eyes are on the Scorpio or Scorpio rising. This is a fantastic week coming up, beginning at the full moon, when the light is shining a light on you, and it's making you feel more comfortable, more charismatic, and more confident. The 3 C's: comfort, confidence, and charisma. Sagittarius, time to rest. This is a great week for you to go under the covers or undercover and just kind of slow down a little bit. It's okay. Meditate, pray, relax, listen to the birds, be in nature. Capricorn, a fabulous time for you to connect with those social friends that you've been neglecting because you're always busy, Capricorn. But it's a good time to be a little bit more playful, a little bit more social, make some plans, get out into your world of like-minded friends and make some happiness. Aquarius, it's time for you to take a leadership role in the outer world, in your career, your community. Just stand up and be the leader with this full moon. And Pisces, you might be thinking about travel. You might be thinking about contractual agreements, making contracts, buying a vehicle, buying a computer, marketing, doing something to get the word out about what you want to communicate. So there you have it. Those are our signs. That's the full moon's enlightenment. And let's just do some nice little spiritual work. Hi, Donalyn. Good evening, John. Thanks for being here. Hi, Gail Marie. Hi, Rachel again. Big hugs. Yes, yes, yes. Unloading. I'm definitely unloading. Okay. What does it say? Okay. When streaming to a profile, viewer comments won't show unless the stream is public. I don't know what that means. Okay, let's just do some spiritual work. Many blessings to you guys. If you're new to this, I just randomly select 2 people and I do a little quick read. Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words be filled with love, with light, truth, inspiration, and healing for the highest and best. As we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. I am with Donna Lynn. Donna Lynn, would you like a little read, honey? Donna Lynn. Your little Sagittarius thing after your name. This is for Donna Lynn. Just say yes or no. Okay. Okay. I can't. I need permission, Donna Lynn. I think you already gave me permission here. Okay, you said yes. All right. Donna Lynn, as I'm tuning into your energy, this is kind of like a high octane week for you, but you're feeling a little overwhelmed. You're feeling like you can't quite keep up with the pace of things you want to do, and some very important things you want to do. And it has to do with navigating either the home or the outside of the home. I'm getting the word nature, gardening, walking, cleaning, all these things. And Spirit is saying, just slow down. Everything will get done in good time. Someone who's coming in here from the other side of Spirit, it would be, I think it's a gentleman, 2 gentlemen who loved the water, whether they like boating or fishing. I get boating and fishing, but there's 2 men coming in at the same time. This could be a father, uncle, a father, grandpa, either way, but they're coming in together and they're saying, slow down, be by the water, watch the water. That's what they would do to kind of exhale and relax and release. And they're giving you a lot of upliftment about you making space for yourself. And they're reminding you it's okay to get away from everyone else's demands and take a time out, go on a little bit of a, not a retreat necessarily, but just a couple of hours here and there, because you're taking care of everyone to get the house or the grounds ready for spring. And I'm also getting some achiness in my right side, my right hip with you. And that could be remedied. I think you know how to remedy it. That's what I'm getting from Spirit, which might mean stretching or exercise or massage or anything along those lines. I hope that made sense, Donna Lynn. Okay. All right. Thank you. He was in the Navy. Fabulous. That makes sense. All right, sweetie. Thanks for being here tonight. Navy, a Navy guy, because I was getting the water. All right. I'm with Mary Russo. Mary, as I'm tuning into you tonight, I'm feeling like a return. The word that comes to mind, a return to faith, piety, and prayer. A return to faith, piety, and prayer. I'm not sure what that means to you. I'm not saying you have to go to a particular church, but that's the first message I'm getting for you. And wear it proudly, whatever this new path. It's a new old path. It's like you're returning back to the path. is what I'm picking up with you. And I want to applaud you, because sometimes the path of either spirituality or faith can be a solitary path. And then we join forces with other people who think or believe that how we do. Maybe you've never been out of the path. I'm not sure, but I'm getting a very religious or spiritual piety prayer path for Mary. Number one. Number two, I'm drawing a big picture, a big circle around September for you this year. It's an important month. It's what happens in September. You were planning something new in March, and then in September you follow through with this thing, and it almost feels like it's a remodeling of your mind. I'm not saying you're going back to school, but you're wanting to learn something new, and it might be going back to school or teaching. But I get the word a connection between March and September. And but your life kind of not slows down, but is more reflective and more intellectualized for you, Mary, as we move into September. It's like you don't want to wait until September to have fun. There's a lot of things happening this summer, but September is a very pertinent, important month for you to kind of restart things in your life. So I hope that makes sense for you, Mary Russo. Let's check the comments. Okay. All right, friends, that is all she wrote for tonight. I wish you a very insightful, illuminating full moon on Monday. I'm wishing mothers a big hug of appreciation for mothering not just your children or your grandchildren, but by default, the world. And if you're not in the role of mother, you had one. So thank your mom for being. And number two, if you have, and you do all have a chart, look to where your moon falls and your fourth house, because that's where we like to mother others. And so maybe you mother your family, maybe you mother your friends, maybe you mother your furry friends. But I love Mother's Day. I love the whole idea of Mother's Day being in May, the time of the Blessed Mother, and at the time of the Great Mother with her abundance of the return of spring and the gardening season. So God bless you all, and have a fabulous, fabulous week and a great full moon. Bye now.